Rise and shine, people. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. No, it's not. It's like 6. It's early because nobody's in the house because it's gonna get noisy. I'll show you what we're doing this morning. The shop is completely painted and it's completely empty, which is why it's very echoey in here. And this morning, we're taking care of the floor. Remember we had some glue on the floor from the little, oh, hold on a sec. There we go. Is that better, or do I look like I'm in space? We had glue on the floor, there's paint on the floor, there was linoleum on the floor, and before we start the epoxy process, we really need to clean all of that off. I'm gonna do that with this angle grinder and this like nasty carbide wire tip. I've used one of these before to like take paint off of a trailer. They're freaking loud and dusty, but I want to document this floor process because I've seen like a ton of these videos. A lot of them are informative, but I think it's always good to have like a couple of points of view. I'm a complete amateur. First of all, I'm not sponsored or anything by like Rustoleum, which I find most of those videos are. And secondly, I've never done this before, you know, so that's always kind of fun to watch, right? Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start on this. See what we can do before the sun comes up. Okay, next step, scrub the floor. Got a deck mop, simple green detergent, industrial cleaner degreaser. This ought to do the trick. I mean, people clean all kinds of stuff with this. So I'll do one scrub and rinse, and then I'll check to see how dirty it is. And I might do a second, depending on how much time I have this morning. This step I'm gonna do before I do the acid etch. And this first one's just kind of a preliminary scrub through to see if I missed anything while I was vacuuming and grinding, all that kind of stuff. Scrub, mop it up, let it dry for the day. Maybe dry overnight. Gotta be dry. Okay, floor's been washed and rinsed twice. Well, washed once, scrubbed, then I rinsed it, mopped up the extra, let it dry for a day, and now we're back. Tonight we're gonna do an acid etch to prep the concrete for the epoxy. One thing to note, I'm doing this etch before I do the patch. The patch is gonna do the cracks and the little dings and imperfections and stuff. Etching before the patch, here's why. The etch I'm using and the patch are both this Epoxy Shield product, and Rustoleum's like, oh yeah, these will definitely bind to each other, no need to etch, so we're gonna go with that. We're gonna trust them that the epoxy sticks to the patch. So at this point, basically, we just have some directions to read. I got a 2-gallon water can from Ace. It's like $3. This was like 12 bucks. I needed 2 of these to do the whole shot. Says to mix it up with warm water, wet the surface, make sure it doesn't puddle, and then sprinkle this stuff on with a watering can. Wait for it to stop bubbling. Says 1 to 2 minutes. I'll probably wait like 8 to 10 minutes. Then rinse, rinse, rinse. Let her dry. Patch and then epoxy, but tonight, just the acid etch. We'll see how that goes. You know, also, all the electrical in here is turned off because I'm, you know, basically flooding this place with water. Just so you know, for all those safety police out there, we're good. So I put down the acid, let it basically sit until it stopped fizzing, and then sprayed it down with that little hose I have in the corner, which will be part of a sink eventually. Doused it, scrubbed it again with clean water, and then just mopped up all the clean water. So basically an acid scrub and a rinse so far. One last rinse, call it a night. 2 hours, not bad. Too bright. Okay, last part before we put down the epoxy is we're gonna patch the cracks and the holes in the concrete using same brand, Rustoleum, 2-part epoxy. Apparently this 2-part stuff is supposed to be better than the stuff you get in like a caulking gun. So this is enough. It says to mix enough together to use in a half hour. We're just gonna mix it all and hope we're quick enough. Right. Okay, everything's clean. Epoxy patch. Made it to the last stage here, we're finally clean. I've got the 2 gallons. Part B is the base. Part A is the activator. And a couple bags of decorative chips. I read through the directions and it says add part B to a 5-gallon pail. Then add part A, which is a little counterintuitive, but that's just what they say. Mix it and then let it sit for between 30 and 60 minutes. It's 68 degrees in here, so I'm gonna go closer to that hour mark. And once that hour's up, I'll come back. You can see I've taped around the edges of the shop. Use my brush to trim it out. Roll it on, 4-foot sections. Put the decorative chips on, and then try to crawl out of here. And then leave it for 24 hours before I walk on it. That's the plan. So it came out all right. I really like the color. I dig the look of this stuff. The decorative flakes and everything really made a difference. My only gripe with this stuff, and I think it's my fault, is that I put it down a little too thin in some places, and it's like almost a foggy. It looks foggy. It's there's no sheen, there's no semi-gloss to it, and it almost has like a white. It almost looks like somebody left some standing water on it or something. I'm not gonna fix it because this is a shop floor, so it's not a big deal to me. But it's only really through here, and it totally could have been, you know, what was under it. I know there's still a little bit of residual glue, but I'm not worried about it. You know what? Overall, this stuff worked really great. Floor prep is huge. That's obviously the biggest part of this. You know, rolling it down only took a half hour, so make sure to prep. Every video I've watched, including this one, I'm gonna say it's the name of the game. Cleaner you get it, the better I think it's gonna stick. Check back in 6 months or so and see how it's doing. Now, like this video if you like it. If you love it, share it with your friends. Share it with anybody who might want to do this to their floor. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Always remember to trust your guide. See you next time.